Good morning, and welcome to Redeemer Lutheran Church. I'm Pastor Gary Lodeholt. A few years ago, the song Mary Did You Know took the world by storm. It was a new Christmas song for most of us, and there is much to like in the song, particularly the part about how the coming of the child will change our broken world. But recently I've heard some criticism of this song. Of course Mary knew, some say. After all, the angel told her about all this well before it happened. Frankly, I think this critique misses the point. The Bible even speaks of Mary pondering the events of Jesus' birth in her heart. And the haunting tune of Mary Did You Know, I think, invites us into the mystery and wonder of Christ's birth as well. I think this song invites us to move beyond the packages and bows to consider the wonder and implications of God made flesh, of God among us, of God come to save. This week and next week, amid all the Christmas carols we are surrounded by, we are looking at some Advent hymns and how they help us ponder and wonder at all God is doing among us. These hymns help us prepare to receive the gift of Jesus at Christmas and urge us to look deeper, to marvel at the significance of God at work. Today's hymn comes from our new hymnal supplement, All Creation Sings, and like Mary Did You Know, I think this hymn invites us into that wonder and mystery of God. Verse 1 begins by speaking of the distance between heaven and earth drawing close. Now the heavens start to whisper as the veil is growing thin. Earth from slumber wakes to listen to the stirring faint within. Seed of promise deeply planted, child to spring from Jesse's stem. Like the soil beneath the frost line, hearts grow soft to welcome him. I love the idea of heaven starting to whisper, as if the angels are all a titter about what God is doing, and the idea of earth waking from slumber to hear the whisper of God. And even thinking about what God is doing as a whisper is powerful. Jesus wasn't born in glory, but rather in a normal birth in a stable near an inn in backwoods Bethlehem. It was done quietly, and in so doing, even more powerfully. What God has begun is a seed, and wait until we see what grows from it. And that first glimmer of Christ begins to soften our hearts under the frost line of our world. Then verse 2 goes on to talk about our slowly changing world because of this child. Heavy clouds that block the moonlight now begin to drift away. Diamond brilliance through the darkness shines the hope of coming day. Christ, the morning star of splendor, gleams within a world grown dim. Heaven's ember fans to fullness. Hearts grow warm to welcome him. The clouds drift away, and the light from Christ begins to shine in our world. But the really neat thing happens at the end of this verse. In verse 1, our hearts grew softer under the frost line of our hard and cold world. But as God's work in Christ continues, now our hearts grow warm to welcome him. In verse 3, this hymn moves to challenge us. Christ, eternal Son of justice, Christ, the rose of wisdom's seed, come to bless with fire and fragrance hours of yearning, hurt, and need. In the lonely, in the stranger, in the outcast hid from view, child who comes to grace the manger, teach our hearts to welcome you. First, this hymn speaks of how Jesus comes into our yearning, hurt, and need with fire and fragrance, changing it. If that were all the hymn said, it would be powerful enough. But look what it does to our hearts next. We are invited to find Christ in the lonely, in the stranger, in the outcast hidden from our view. We are invited to see Christ not just in the manger, but also in those in need around us, especially those we so easily and conveniently overlook. And now our softened, warmed hearts are encouraged to welcome Christ in all of these. It's a powerful call. Find Christ in the manger, yes. Find Christ in your neighbor, even more. Thanks for watching, and remember to let this day belong to God.